Alrighty, boys, so we're back on some NHL 25, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen already, but there was a new update, like a mini update, just a few hours ago, and they did bring in some more Team of the Year players, which is interesting. They are Offensive Team of the Year icons, and it involves Mike Modano, Eric Lindros, Jaromir Jagr, Gordie Howe, Mario Lemieux, and Wayne Gretzky. Now, personally, I'm just going to say right off the bat, I probably will not go for any of these players. I'm kind of sick of seeing the icons, man. I'm not going to lie. Like, I know some of these cards are the like the hologram or holographic icon, so they will get upgraded. Like, I know the Gretzky one is, I know the Gordie Howe is. I don't know about the other four though. So I mean, I suppose they kind of had to bring these in nonetheless, but personally, I'm sick and tired of seeing retired players. Like, I don't know. They also did bring in the transactions. I was waiting for this. And these cards are really good, maybe aside from the Jack Drury. But you got Jack Drury, Taylor Hall, Martin Necas, and Mikko Rantanen. The Taylor card, or the Taylor Hall card, is very intriguing to me. If I did go for one of these, the Taylor Hall one would probably be the only one that I would pursue. Not necessarily to say the other three cards are bad. Taylor Hall is just one of my favorite players. So definitely keep an eye out for those in the packs for sure. And then we also have the plays of the year. Looks like we got Charlie Lindgren, Jake Ottinger, and Kirill Marchenko. I wish they would like attach a video or something of like the play that they made or did to get on here. I don't know if like, I would assume like, obviously you have to make like some spectacular play or something to get a play of the year card. But unfortunately, I don't watch every single highlights of the NHL. So yeah, I think it would be kind of cool if they added like a little feature where you could click on it and it showed like the Charlie Lindgren play that's, you know, got him a play of the year card or something. And then lastly, with the updates, there is a Cole Perfetti weekly objectives card here, and this card's actually pretty good. He's an 88 overall with pretty decent stat. I'll pull up the stats here in a second, but if you are a Winnipeg fan, doing these Winnipeg Jets objectives could definitely be beneficial for you to get that Cole Perfetti. I don't know if I will end up going for it. If it wasn't a bound card, I probably would, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm kind of objectived out at the moment, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, this probably wouldn't take you too long, especially if you already have, you know, a handful of Jets players on your team. So moving on here to the collectible sets, it looks like they updated how you trade in your players. And from what I read in the like the post that they made, so instead of this being 81 plus overall players, they made it 81 to 82. And I guess this is supposed to help with the bound player issue where you can't autofill. So if you just autofill this now, it should technically work. I would assume unless you have like an 81 or 82 overall player that's bound to your account, then you might run into some issues. But I did test this out and it worked really good for me. I don't have any 81s or 82s currently because I did trade all of them in. And it looks like they have the same thing for 83s and 84s. Yeah, so if I autofill that, I only have 2 right now. Again, I already traded all of my players in. I'm currently sitting on 6 out of 9, 85 and 86 overall players. I need 3 more, and I will have 3 87s. And another nice feature that they added, when you complete this pack, so essentially you're just exchanging 9, 85 or 86 overall players for 3 87s. It includes all 3 87s in one pack. So you don't have to individually open like 3 different packs for 1 87 overall player. So that is a nice change that they made. I do appreciate that for sure. And going back to the players here, it does not look like you can create any of the icon players because they did not add them into the sets here. However, it looks like they did extend the sets. So if you do want to go for any of the offensive team of the year players, it looks like you have an additional 6 days to do so, or I guess an additional 7 days to do so, which is definitely going to help me out because, like I said in my last video, I'm going for... Initially, I said I was going for the McKinnon Ultimate card, but, bro, the McDavid one is so good. I don't know. I guess it gives me extra time to think about it, though. So that's a big W right there for sure. And jumping into the store, they did end up bringing in this pack right here. So essentially, it's just 3 87 overall players. And it costs 160,000 coins. Now, I just went to the store and I set the overall minimum to 87, and I searched for a buy now of 55,000 coins, and there was not a single 87 overall available. So according to my calculations, 55 times 3 would be at 165,000 coins. So 165,000 coins. I mean, technically it's more than that, I guess, if you go to the marketplace. But essentially what I'm trying to say is this pack is definitely worth it if you are trying to go for the 87 overall players. Now, I did not look at like the 85 overall players or 86s, so I don't know if buying 3 of those would be cheaper than this. So Just make sure you keep an eye on the auction house. Obviously, it kind of fluctuates every single day, but this is a very useful pack. And it looks like you do have a limit on them because my quantity remaining is only 2. So it does not look like I can purchase more than 2 of these. So just keep that in mind. You can't just like spam these 87 packs like crazy. And we'll jump ahead here to the icon players, the team of the year ones. I'm not going to go over like every single stat on here or detail, but I'll just quickly kind of flash the attributes up on screen here. The 90 overall Wayne Gretzky does look like a pretty good card. Now, keep in mind the abilities with these cards will still cost you an ability points. They are not free. And then these cards also will not update, obviously, because they are not Ultimate Edition cards. But with Gretzky, with his energies, he's got playmaking forward, playmaking boost, make it snappy, and then elite edges for his zone ability here. And then next one, we got good old Gordie Howe. And he's got the power forward synergy. He's got checking boost, unstoppable force, and close quarters. I wonder how the unstoppable force ability would work with somebody who's not really big. So Gordie Howe's only 6 foot, 205 pounds. So I wonder if the unstoppable force would be like relatively beneficial for, you know, a slightly smaller player. Not that Gordie Howe's the smallest person in the entire world, but I feel like typically when you see the unstoppable force, it's like a 6'3" plus size person. So I'm not sure. But yeah, same thing. 90 overall. Really good stats all around. And definitely a card worth keeping if you end up pulling him. Which I'm pretty sure you can only pull these cards. Since you can't make them in these sets, my guess is that you can only pull them out of packs. So moving on here, we got Mario Lemieux, 6'4". Again, same thing. 90 overall. He's got sniper forward. He has agility boost, born leader, and then unstoppable force as his zone ability. And same thing again, really good stats all around. His hands are insane. He's got a really good shot too. Mario Lemieux is probably one of my least favorite players to play against just because he's so big. And truthfully speaking, I would say Eric Lindros is probably my least favorite player to play against just because he's 6'4", 240 pounds, and bro, he's so hard to knock off the puck. I never get Eric Lindros on my team though. I don't like big, bulky, like players. They just feel clunky to me. But yeah, if you do end up getting the Eric Lindros, he is a pain in the butt to play against. So with his energies here, he's got power forward, and then he has the deking boost as well. For his abilities, he's got close quarters and then unstoppable force here. Got pretty decent skating, pretty decent shooting, pretty decent hand. So he's obviously good all around. Really good body checking at 95, and then pretty good face-offs as well at 92. And then next one here, we got Mike Modano of the Dallas Stars. Again, 90 overall. He is a center, two-way forward, and he is a lefty. For his energies, he's got two-way forward, he's got deking boost, he's got wheels, and then he has elite edges as well. His skating's pretty good. Acceleration's 94, speed is 93. He's got a decent shot. Everything is in the 90s. His hands are pretty good as well. For some reason, I thought Mike Modano was a righty. I'm not sure why. I've not played with Mike Modano in a long time. But yeah, hands are really good. Checking's okay, defense is okay. And then next one here, we got Jaromir Jagr, 6'3", 254 pounds. He's also a pain in the butt to play against. He has an insane shot, dude. And then with his synergy, sniper forward, and agility boost, if you get that sniper forward, he's pushing 99s with that shooting, man. I'm not gonna lie. Really good card here. And then for his abilities, he's got elite edges and then puck on a string as well. He's relatively fast too with his skating. 91 acceleration and then 91 speed. Decent body checking. Really good hands, decent defense as well. So yeah, obviously all of the team of the year cards are extremely good. Now, last thing here, I'll give you guys a quick team updates. In the last video, we did end up getting Connor McDavid. So I have him centering my line 1 at the moment. I have him paired up with Brett Hall. And then I did end up getting the Nikita Kucherov. So I was kind of debating on this or not, if I wanted to go for the X Factor Kucherov or not. And I ended up having a lot more. I think it was 75 plus cards that you had to put in the collection or the set to get the X Factors. And I ended up having a lot more than I thought. So I think I only bought 3 players from the store, which I spent about 150,000 coins, which isn't bad in my opinion. So basically I spent 150K to get the 90 overall Nikita Kucherov, which I'm going to take that all day. Moving down to line 2, we still got Patty Kane, one of my favorite cards in the whole entire game right here. I did bump Yzerman down to the second line as well, and then we have Nathan McKinnon on the left wing. Line 3, we still got Bedard, I still got Draisaitl, and I had to bump Svechnikov down to the third line as well, even though he is one of my favorite cards right now. And then line 4 is still really just kind of up in the air. We got Nylander, Thornton, and Raymond. And then on the defensive side, nothing has changed. Still Paul Coffey, Victor Hedman, Rasmus Dahlin, Moritz Seider, Aaron Ekblad, and Jake Wallman. I'll just quickly show the goalies too. I'm still rocking with the Henrik Lundqvist at 88. I cannot find myself to pull a trigger on buying another goalie, so I'm just rocking with him. And then we have Georgiev as my backup, really just because I wanted the deking boost. But when I got rid of the 87 McDavid for the Team of the Year McDavid, I ended up losing the deking boost, which is very unfortunate. So I'm gonna have to get another player on my team to make that 6 out of 6. I also need one more person for the pinpoint shooting boost as well, so I'm going to keep an eye out for both of these abilities here, and probably just end up putting somebody on my 4th line to fill both of these out. But yeah, I'll go ahead. I'm going to keep the video right there. Short and sweet for the little update that they had earlier today. I'm curious though, let me know in the comments down below if you guys are going to pursue one of these icon cards here, because again, I can only imagine these are probably so hard to come across just because you can only pull them out of packs at the moment. And then same thing with the transactions. Let me know if you guys are going to go for any of these as well. I'm going to keep my eye out for that Taylor Hall. He's probably going to be really expensive in the auction house at the moment, and I don't want to spend any more coins just because I'm still trying to finish out some of the Team of the Year sets here. But eventually, maybe we'll see if we can find that Taylor Hall and add him to the squad at some point. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.